If I could break down my philosophy on fashion to one sentence, it would be, does it look good in an apocalypse? Does it wear well? Does it provide some element of utility and look that would be suitable for some sort of apocalyptic thriller? That's kind of where my brain's at with fashion. I think fashion is something that is unique to you. The worst thing you can be when you try and dress yourself and develop a sense of taste and fashion, the worst thing you can be is exactly the same as everyone else. So in this video, I want to take you through some certain items I buy, certain ways I dress in different situations. I'm going to take you through some fragrances I really like, the watches I've bought, the shoes I wear, my ideas around statement pieces, low effort versus high effort dressing, and just give you an idea for my philosophy around fashion. And you really might not like it. It might not work for you. But I think if you read into this video, you'll find a way to find your own taste, your own style. I'll give you some pointers on finding what suits you. And this really is a video about how I dress. Not how every man should dress, but it has the principles that you can take to develop your own fashion and style. So like for an outfit like this, I absolutely love leather jackets. The reason why I would spend money on an authentic leather jacket is because it patinas, it ages very well. If I got stuck in an apocalypse today for the next 10 years, I could wear this outfit, these shades, and that shit's gonna just look better and better as it gets more and more dirty and used up. And I really think about life that way. I want to present myself in a room like a character. I want to walk through life in this, my world is half imaginary and half real. It's like I love the way that my imagination works, and the way I dress plays into that, because I can imagine myself as another character. And I don't think many people talk about fashion that way, and that's how I think about it. So without further ado, let's begin. I really think for the most part, a man dresses fairly plain and also not that expensive for his jeans, for his t-shirts. Like just finding a brand that does a decent white tee. You don't have to go for crazy expensive brands for t-shirts and stuff that gets used a lot. What you save your money for is the statement piece. You invest an outsized amount of money for a piece that's very well made and it packs a punch. When your outfit's fairly plain, but then you put on a statement piece, the statement piece makes it unique. You've got the jeans, the white t-shirt, and then boom, you hit it with a killer leather jacket and it looks amazing. And it really dresses up the outfit and it gives you your own personal characteristic and style. These are some of my favorite statement pieces. I'm going to take you through them and where I buy them from. Let's start with the ostrich leather cowboy boots. These were custom made in Fort Worth, Texas. I believe, I might have gotten that wrong, but I think it was Fort Worth, Texas. It's when we did the Route 66 videos we were traveling through, and I just absolutely love the cowboy life. I love the sense of freedom. I love high quality leather products, and these are just really nicely well made. You'd get them rehealed when they start to wear, and these would last you 10 to 20 years. A statement piece like cowboy boots is not something that most people are comfortable wearing. They would be like, what the fuck, that is weird. You have to wear them with a very wide leg jean, like a boot cut jean. That's what boot cuts are for. You wouldn't wear them with anything tucked in. You wouldn't wear them with a skinny jean that kind of peeks around the outside. But these are something everyone else, for the most part around the world, is too scared to wear, which is why I like them. My character would wear these, and that's why I think they're really great. And they're just, they remind me of the time we spent in America. A really cool piece. Over here we got Tim's, your classic Timberlands. They were really big, I think, in the 80s, 90s hip hop scene. And then Tim's kind of went out of fashion. Mark my words, Tim's are making a comeback. You'll see them, everyone will be fucking wearing them within the next year.
You can't walk a mile in my Tim's, don't speak Japanese, but I'm known in Japan.
Mark my words 100%. I'm ahead of the game on this stuff. I've always loved them. They never went out of fashion for me. Tim's are great. Why? Utility boot. You could wear this in an apocalypse. You could wear the cowboy boots in an apocalypse. They're gonna age well, they're gonna look good. What do they also do, which we might not wanna say we're aiming for as men, but a lot of us are, we want that extra inch. We'll all take that extra inch. These give you like 1.5 inches on the high heel. These give you like 1.5 inches. I'll take that. I love these, and I think it's another thing when I think of fashion, a statement piece is something most people are too scared to wear, that not everyone has got on in the place that you're going to. Then we come to a set of jeans by Dom Rebel. Just really unique pieces, expensive, but not crazy brand expensive, not Dior, Louis Vuitton brand expensive, very high quality, overpriced, yes, but very cool pieces that you don't really see on anyone else. Now, what you do with a statement piece is you wear one statement piece. So I wouldn't ever wear these jeans and then wear this jacket, because that's too much. At that point, it's going over the top. You want your statement piece to pop. When I go wide on the lower half of my body, I want to go tighter on the upper half. So I could wear it with this t-shirt, because it's quite a tight t-shirt. When I go wide on the bottom, I go tight on the top. When I go wide on the top, I usually go more slim fitting in the bottoms. But that's what I think makes the fashion look good, makes it fit right. Another item in my statement piece collection is the standard military issue cargo trouser from, I think this is Afghan issue. I got this in a military outlet store in Poznan, Poland, when I went to do a military exercise, go and fire a load of guns with special forces people for 7 days and stayed away with them. Something that you could wear, to be honest, with a leather jacket. You could wear it with a white t-shirt. You could wear it to the gym. It's something that not everyone's wearing. It's got a lot of utility, a lot of pockets, and I think it looks really cool. These are a great fitting pair of trousers. And we come over here to a Dom Rebel jacket I bought in, I think it was Harrods, London. I went to meet James Blackwell. Can be dressed up, can be dressed down. I have worn it before with the cargos. There's a picture of me wearing that. Then we've got another brand that I love. The brand is called Namayas. 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 I don't know how to say this, the name of this brand. Namayas. I have no idea. Another piece that is very cowboy, very sort of rogue, very apocalypto sort of style that just, I've worn this all over the world. I've worn this on motorbikes in Thailand. I've worn it at the beach. I've worn it on trips. And it's one of those pieces that just, it goes pretty much with anything. It really gives you a unique look. They've got a very nice sort of boxy style to them, these jackets. Namayas also does a tracksuit that is a similar style to this jacket in the cut and the fit. I've also got the bottoms to this, like the full tracksuit, I believe is a statement piece on its own. Every man should have a full tracksuit from a brand that they love and just fucking rock the full tracksuit with a nice pair of sneakers. It's just fucking epic. Like for travel, get a nice tracksuit, not like a mile grey, shitty one that's been stained and you wear around the house, like a nice going out tracksuit. And then this jacket can really be paired with a lot of different things. And over here we got a piece by Amiri. Amiri are a very high fashion brand. They're similar to Louis Vuitton, very similar to Dior, Louis Vuitton. Now, all of those pieces that I've just shown you are fairly expensive, other than the cargo trousers. These two pieces are very cheap. This is like $35 from Zara men's. And why I love this and why I even call it a statement piece is because it has a texture to it. It's a waffle knit. I really love the waffle knits right now. Another thing to mention in this video is that a good physique is always going to look better in whatever clothes you wear. So work on your physique. If you want to get in the best shape of your fucking life, check out 90 Day Savage underneath my exact training protocols, my nutrition, how I boost my testosterone in a 90-day discipline challenge with community. Check that out. But this piece I like because it's super cheap. Fashion doesn't have to be super expensive. It's got no logos on it. It's really nice. You could go and probably get a similar piece from a designer brand and it will just cost you so much more. This piece I've worn out, I've worn on dates. Really love this hoodie and it's like $35. And then the final piece is a leather jacket. One of my first statement pieces that I bought about 3 years ago in Thailand, in Bangkok, from a brand called Mango. And it's about a $250 authentic, real cowhide leather jacket. And it just goes to show that although that's a pricier piece, that you can get an amazing quality and really nice looking leather jacket for a good price. And then I've got the final piece that I'm wearing. And this is from a London-based brand called Studio Nicholson. And I just got this recently. It's about $1,500 jacket and beautiful leather. Yes, this is expensive. It's very premium quality from a brand called Studio Nicholson. That's statement pieces. On to the next section. How I think you should dress in the gym, how I dress in the gym. Let's start with shorts. I'm not a big fan of the very long basketball shorts, the American style shorts. So I go for slimmer fitting, tight around the legs. Makes you enjoy training legs because you can actually see the progress. Normally a 5-inch, sometimes a 7, never shorter than a 5. Brand called Represent, probably heard of them, size M. These are also from Represent as well, size M. These ones have a lining inside, so they look really cool. Now, when you wear a tighter short around the bottoms, then you want, as we said earlier, to go a little baggier on the top. So that's where you would fit in something like this. It's a little dirty, but a Gymshark running top, a bit of an oversized. You can still see the physique underneath, But when you're wearing these tight shorts, you don't want to go all tight or you look gay. I've learned that through looking gay on multiple occasions. So what do you wear these Nike tops with? I'll just have the Nike Pro Muscle Fit. If you've got a great physique, these are going to look really good. They're going to make your physique pop. You guys have seen me wear these in videos. If you don't have a good physique, you want to go for the oversize. And I've also got every color of the vest version. I just really like these. I wouldn't pair these with the shorts. I pair them with joggers. That's what I like to wear in the gym. Obviously baggier on the bottoms. I don't wear tight joggers. Baggy, loose bottoms and a tighter top. These vests that you guys have asked about are from a company called About Blank. And then this is another pair of joggers I wear. They are by a brand called Off-White. Probably a little expensive to be joggers for the gym, but being on camera in the gym, looking good in the gym, is part of my job. Then we've got shoes. You don't just want one pair of shoes, buddy. You want to have multiple pairs. These are the Alpha Fly 2s by Nike. I wouldn't recommend buying these. They're out of commission now. I quite like the bold colors on them. Went for the pink, pretty cool. But they did give me a bit of rubbing. The Alpha Fly 2 is very narrow. These are my daily drivers for the gym. They're beaten up now. Nike Shocks. They're a limited edition pair from Colombia, from a streetwear store in Colombia. Really, really like these. And just a good gym shoe because they're not too bouncy. They're pretty stable around the ankle. They look great with your joggers. They look great even with shorts. Very versatile shoe. Give you an extra 1.5 inches of height. Impress your gym crush. And a nice shoe for lifting in because they're not too flexible. You definitely wouldn't lift in the Alpha Fly 3s. These are for running exclusively. You lift in these, you're going to hurt yourself. But the Alpha Fly 3 as a running shoe, best running shoe I've ever had. And I've also got these, which are just a little bit out there. I quite like this pair. Flyknit Zooms Japan. I call them my rocket boots. And then finally, we've got the Oakley Sport, like your classic sort of Oakley's runner look. Because you don't be wearing your nice designer shades when we come on to accessories. You don't be getting them covered in sweat. These stick to you and they look like just like you're in a fucking alien movie or something. And I quite like them. So there you go. My tips on gym fashion would be ditch all the old clothes you just wear into the gym. Invest in some nice new gym gear. If you go tight in the shorts, go baggier on the top. If you go baggy on the bottoms, go tighter on the top. Get a nice mix of well-fitting wife beaters, some tighter tops, and some of these more sort of oversized, baggier fitting tops. Starting off with a date fit. Casual dates. I'll drop a little sauce for you now. Personally, I like the cinema. And you might think, that's a terrible first date to go on. Why would you possibly do that? You don't have to speak to each other. Exactly my point. No, I'm joking. The cinema we go to, you can go and play pool before, you get there an hour before, you hang out, you have your chat. And I love movies. I'm going to watch movies regularly in the cinema anyway. If the girl that I'm potentially going to see doesn't vibe with movies, then I'm probably not going to vibe with her. There's like, that's a good one for me, and I don't drink alcohol. So that's a nice date for me. And a lot of the girls that say, no, why would I go cinema with you on a first date? That's not a real date. You know that you don't want to be hanging out with that girl. Like, is it the coolest date in the world? No, of course it's not. But I don't want it to be the coolest date in the world. It's like you get the cool dates if you get past date fucking 1, 2, and 3. You get a coffee first and we just go and hang out. That's why I like the low effort style for dates. This is the kind of thing I would wear to a date. She can kind of tell I dress well, or I know a little bit about fashion. She has no idea why I'm wearing sunglasses inside when it's pitch black at night. And I'm like, you'll get to know. That's just part of kind of me and who I am. I like to be very upfront with the kind of person I am. And I'm friendly and fun and charismatic. But at the same time, like, this is what, if you don't fuck with me and how I like to dress, then we ain't going to date. I ain't going to come and start wearing suits and take you out to fucking fancy restaurants on a first date to try and impress you. You're trying to impress me, sweetheart. I would pair this with a pair of like off-white shoes. Really like these, nice and chunky. Well made, give you a boost on height. If I was going to go out to a dinner, let's say it's like a second or third date, or a girl you're seeing and you just want to go out and have a good time and look good, then I wouldn't wear this, obviously. This is cinema. This is like a casual dinner. I'd probably still wear the shades, but I would then go for something like this silk shirt from Amiri. I would pair this with a pair of white trousers, and then I would wear something like a loafer. These are Dior loafers. Don't know why I spent that much money on loafers. Stupid idea. Wouldn't do it currently at this point in time. Very low utility. These ain't lasting an apocalypse. It looks like shit. So with this. Or, because I'm in Dubai, I would pair them with the Hermes sliders. The Hermes sliders, I've got 4 pairs of those. They're the best. The rich man sliders, Yes, they're far too expensive. Hugo Boss Slim Fit Performance shirts are the absolute best for the fit. I have another one here. This is my dark horse. I've had this shirt for over 2 years. It has been out with me 20 times. I've got laid the majority of the times I've worn this shirt. It's my calling card. Like this shirt with a white pair of trousers and a nice pair of loafers, often the Dior's, the collarless look in this sort of like, it is a little bit like waffle and it's got that stretch fabric. It's a very, very nice shirt. Seems to do absolute wonders. And then I have got suits. You will never pretty much see me wear them. This is a custom made from Thailand. It's got my name inside and it's got women on playing cards inside. But I don't really like the high effort style. I'm a low effort guy in the way I dress. I want utility. I want apocalypse clothing. These things don't wear well in apocalypses. If you want to dress smarter, you'll probably like someone else's video more, to be honest. Now we come on to accessories, a couple of watches. This is called the Zombie, the Rolex Zombie. I just tried this one on in Bangkok when I first got there. And I was like, holy shit, this is fucking gangster as fuck. It looks so sick. It's stupidly expensive. It's like $45,000. And I was like, when I'm making amazing money, I'm gonna buy this for myself as a reward. And I bought it for myself. It's a GMT Master 2. They call it the Zombie, solid gold. And it's an absolutely beautiful statement watch. If you do get to a point in your life where you can afford something like this, it is worth it. They hold their value. It's a store of cash. It's a huge status driver. Obviously, I live in Dubai. It's safe to wear them. I wouldn't feel so comfortable wearing it in other parts of the world, though I have done. I have a crazy story about how I lost this watch and then got it back. But that's a story for another day. But before that watch came the Cartier Santos, a watch that I would probably wear on a first date. You wear the big Rolex and maybe you attract the wrong kind of people. The Cartier, for a lot of people, they don't really notice it so much. It's just understated. And I'm not saying you have to spend crazy money on watches. You can get some really nice Seikos and Casios and things like that look as good. But this is just what I've got. This was the second luxury watch I bought. First one was a Breitling, which I gave to Max. Now, if I was wearing this out to a date, I would probably add another piece. I would add this belt, which is from New Mexico. Alligator belt with a sterling silver buckle and just looks really, really cool. Another way of sort of dressing street or dressing like you don't care, but adding these little touches, necklace, sunglasses, they're sort of your statement pieces when you dress plain. That's why I love sunglasses so much, because depending on the sunglasses you wear, you can totally change your aura or your look that people perceive you by. That's why I wear them. I think they're really cool pieces. And some of my favorite sunglasses brands, you've got Tom Ford. Tom Ford's fucking G. Sunglasses are great. These are Nike. You believe that? Nike sunglasses. But I just thought they looked sick, kind of Matrix style. I like to be a little bit out there with my shades. I think it's a cool way of adding style. What I don't like in shades is when people go for the traditional Ray-Bans. The Ray-Bans have died. They're gone. Ray-Ban is so dead. I think a quick way to ruin your outfit, unless you're really dressing well and you've got the classic aviators and you can fit it in with your outfit. The Ray-Bans, for the most part, the shapes are just, they're kind of dead. There's way better sunglasses brands. Gucci shades, more square and a smaller frame. I think these are really in right now. They had quite a premium look. Got these similar style ones by Montblanc. One of my favorite sunglasses brands, it's a brand called Dita, D-I-T-A. Both of these pairs are Dita, out of Japan. The Japanese make incredible products. I believe they're a Japanese brand. This is 6 pairs of sunglasses out of probably 50 pairs of sunglasses I have. So I'm a big fucking sunglasses freak. To finish this all out, we've got fragrances, and I'm going to run you through a few of my favorites. I'm going to start with this because it's affordable, and it's also one of my most complimented and most complimented on dates. This is the Valentino spiky bottle with pink writing. I'll put it up on screen what it's actually called. With perfumes, fragrances, you have eau de toilette, eau de parfum, and parfum. It is dependent on the percentage of oil, the actual essence of the perfume that is in the fragrance. An eau de toilette, like this, is the cheapest and the weakest, though this is still a good one. But if you can afford it, always get a parfum. This is one that I've just started using recently, Dior Sauvage Elixir. Dior Sauvage, one of the most popular fragrances of all time, but a little bit overworn. The Elixir is a very different fragrance note. It's a parfum. It's much stronger, it's much pricier, packs much more of a punch, but it gets far more compliments, and it really is a step above Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette. You've then got an absolute hack, one of the best fragrances you can buy for the price. Montblanc Explorer. It smells exactly the same as Creed Aventus. Now, this isn't Creed Aventus. I smashed my bottle of that, I think, traveling. This is Creed Millesimi Imperial, but this is the brand Creed. You might know them, incredibly expensive. They've been around since the 1800s. Creed Aventus is arguably the best perfume ever invented for a man. Arguably the most complimented, the absolute top fragrance of all time is Creed Aventus. This smells just like Creed Aventus, except it's $60 a bottle instead of $500 a bottle. And then over here, we've got a little bit of a wild card. I've always been a fan of Bleu de Chanel. One of my favorite fragrances. Women love it. It's super fresh. This is the L'Exclusive. It's a very heavy parfum. It's their most recent addition. The Eau de Toilette Bleu de Chanel, you can absolutely wear as a daily driver and you can wear in the summer. This one becomes a lot thicker, a lot more leathery, but with the base notes of Bleu de Chanel. It's a fantastic fragrance. This is business meetings, date nights, dinners, evening, winter wear. Very, very nice fragrance. Overpowering though, if you spray too much. For parfums, you're probably talking 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you're talking on a parfum. These will last very, very long on your skin and they will smell good for a very long time. You could even get away if you're in close contact with people, not having too much activity for L'Exclusive and Sauvage Elixir. You could get away with 2, 3 sprays and it will stay on you all night. And then we've got Creed Millesimi Imperial. This is a unisex fragrance. Very sweet. Not entirely sure why I bought it. Made in France. From father to son since 1760. They're the best in the business. But personally, if you're going to buy any Creed, I would buy Creed Aventus. So there you go, guys. That was a rundown on how I see fashion, how I shop, how I pair my accessories, and basically everything I do to look the way I look. Now, a lot of that might not work for you, but hopefully it's inspired you to kind of think about fashion a different way and build some of your own taste. It's been an absolute pleasure, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Whoop-ow! That ain't gonna cut it. We have to get closer. Whoop-ow!